me liberty or give me a funny podcast, because I'm not trying to die today.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to VRTalk, everybody.
Very heavy.
Yeah, I'm not willing to die for my principles or anything. I would like a funny podcast or freedom.
Yeah.
Just give me one of those. I don't have both right now.
Can we have the freedom to do a funny podcast?
Whoa. Yes, that's right. You clicked on this podcast, which means it's time for another episode of Very Real Talk, the podcast where we will never lie to you. Ever.
Not once.
We have to be as real as we possibly can be.
And talk.
Right.
And talk about how real it is.
I'm not wearing pants. That's truth. Don't look.
It's technically the truth, Colin.
Right. It is true.
Yeah. We won't go into that any further. It's technically true. Do you guys want to rename it, like, instead of saying that we'll never lie? It's all technically true.
It's technically true.
Have truths.
Yeah. Yes, I am Nick Potter, of course, your host. And with me, as always, are my boys. Colin Sage. What's up, buddy?
Not much, dude. Just hanging out, doing a podcast.
Word?
See, it's true. We're having true, real talk.
Here's another true thing. On our way here, me and Colin almost saw a couple of bums fight each other.
Oh, dude.
One of them threw a bicycle
Wow.
Yeah.
and then stormed away, but the other guy was still yelling at him. So, Colin, I have a question for you based on what we saw. Have you ever been in a fist fight?
No, I don't know.
Like,
I
not
have to
even
think
like
about it.
punched a kid or got punched when you're like 8.
Yeah, because those are just fast fights. They're technically fights
Right.
still. I don't know. If it's
Half
one-sided,
truth, dog.
is it just an attack?
Oh, here's a truthful thing, and my brother's listening. Hopefully, he better be, and he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, that did happen." When I was real young, like around 5, 6 years old, maybe upwards of 7, my older brother and his friends would regularly get me and another friend to like fight.
Okay.
And then just naturally like keep egging us to like escalate.
Oh,
like,
so
it'd be
it was
like-
like
it'd be
chicken
fun.
fights, but it was like children fights.
Yeah, it was like bum fights with 5-year-olds because it's cohesion. So it's like, oh man, you guys should wrestle. Like, oh okay, we want to impress the older kids. We're friends.
Then all of a sudden a spiked bat falls into the pit.
Right.
Your brother snapped a pool cue in half and said, one of you gets to hang out with us.
Basically, I mean, that's funny, but it was kind of nefarious. They're
Oh,
just like,
absolutely.
oh yeah, he hates you. Actually, he's not your friend. You
Whoa.
should slam. And then there's that thing where if even if you're not upset, like you get like shoved or something real hard, like all of a sudden you have that gut reaction of getting upset. So it's like, you just got, and then there's like kids screaming at you.
Money's flying around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you, and then it happened a lot.
You made your brother several $100s that summer.
I don't know why we kept doing it because it would always end badly.
Right.
But it was just like, oh, they want us to wrestle again? Oh, yeah, that's fun. It was fine last time. We're both bleeding and our moms are screaming at each other, but whatever.
Over who could fight the best. It wasn't about you guys fighting. It was
Who won?
who won.
Yeah.
My kid's beefier than your kid.
Right. I don't know that there was no winners that day.
Yeah.
It's only losers.
Okay, so you only fought as a child. Interesting. I
Right.
did not expect that, but hey, it's the truth.
I can't remember. I mean, maybe like minor altercations, but not. I can't remember any like hardcore fist fights
Okay.
as a grown man.
Right. Hey, good for you.
Yeah.
We don't need to be
Yeah,
fighting
it's
out
been
there.
good, yeah.
Let's save that for the bums.
Yeah,
Let the bums fight.
Let the
bums
bums hit
sort
the
it out.
Yeah. And on that theme, Joey, I want to ask you, what's your general feeling towards homeless people when you see them in the street or they come up to you? How do you deal with them?
That's more of a loaded question than Colin. Have you ever beaten anybody?
Yeah. I mean,
You guys let me ask you questions like this. You told me to. So,
yeah, I don't have the experience that you do with them because you lived in Chicago for a while. But I don't know, man. Like, usually it's hard to sort out the bullshit. Because
Right.
while I didn't live in Chicago, I lived in not bad parts of town, but just like not great.
Right.
So I got approached by people like, hey, can you jump my car? And it's like, I got to go to work. And then they start screaming at me and stuff like that.
Hey, thanks for jumping my car. Now can I also have $5?
Yeah, no. So I I'm probably pretty bad about giving them money when I shouldn't, because what's hard is since I deal with so much cash, I have a lot of change on me.
Right.
So I can't say...
Hear that jingle jangle.
Exactly. I can't say I don't have shit and then I jingle away. So basically what I do is I grab a pinch of what I have and just hand it to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
it doesn't happen often because I don't get caught like out late at night in sketchy parts of town.
That's fair. Dude, I swear to God, I'm such a pussy. When I, like, if I pull into a gas station late at night and I see a guy standing out there and I see him, like, ask people for money, I'll just pull away. I won't even go to that gas station.
Yeah, that's fine, man. I don't like dealing with people. I couldn't,
Because we like to be truthful on here. And so it's more upset. I wish people would just ask me for money instead of just like, hey, man, I just want to let you know I've got 8 kids.
Yeah. It's just like,
I don't happen to remember their name. Also, my car's out of gas.
I'm trying to get to a wedding.
Right, I can get it.
Yeah.
I need to catch a bus. I'm going to a karate tournament. I just need a couple dollars for some baby formula.
They're arguably costing you more even if you gave them money because they're wasting your time.
Well, here's what it is.
Which is priceless.
There's a real difference between here in Louisville, Kentucky, and when I lived in Chicago.
Yeah, that's like scam artist shit.
Well, Chicago was all about quantity. Like they're just like hitting people up. You're like, hey man, can you help me out? No, and then they move on.
Yeah.
Here in Louisville, they have to fucking tell you a story. That's the thing that
Long
bothers
story.
me.
Yeah.
About homeless people here is that they got to hit you up with a bunch of nonsense before they get to it. So you have to sit there knowing that you're going to say no this whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
Like instead of just being honest and being like, hey man, do you have a couple bucks? And then moving on. I never got harassed that much in Chicago because the interactions were so quick.
Yeah.
I saw the same people on the same corners all the time, but they ask and then they move on because there's so many people in Chicago that you have to,
play the numbers game.
Yeah, you got to play the numbers game. In Louisville, you're less likely to see people, so
in Louisville, a guy pulls up in a car, gets out of the car, and is like, "Hey, man, my car's broke down over there." Anyway, also my kid, he has diabetes. Also, it's just like I watched you get out. Like, just say, "Hey, I want some money."
And they're trying to like hit the spread with like,
"Hey, give me some money."
What will make you feel bad enough to give me money? Is it that I don't have transportation? Is it that I need to get somewhere? Is it that I look sad?
Man, I will say one time, 2 guys who are already kind of drunk were just like, "Hey, man, you got like $1? We're trying to get some beer." And I did, but I didn't want to, and they kept like, "Oh, come on, man, it's just like $1 for some like." And I was like, you know what? Okay. I sort of regretted it later because I don't want them to like, keep their habit or whatever. But at the same time, they were extremely honest. They were the most honest people approaching me for money I've ever come across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? It's your lucky day.
It's funny. On the day of my wedding, I had all of my stuff in the back of a truck, like an open, regular truck. It was beer and like music equipment and stuff. And some lady asked me for money. And I was like, I can't help you out, but I have all this shit back here. I
have too much stuff. I don't have any money.
Yeah, I'm going to have a real good time. Don't fucking bring me down with your stupid lies.
Oh man, it's happened a couple of times where like my vehicle is broken down and I'm clearly like sweaty and covered in oil and having the worst fucking day of my life, like just under the hood or like trying to break my whatever broken down vehicle, and somebody comes over and is like, "Hey man, 1974 I was on a basketball team," and I'm just like, they're like, "I'm really down on my luck. Like, can you help me? I need some gas or I need some," and I'm like, elbows deep inside like an engine or something, and I can't, and I'm just like, and they're just like, "Yeah, anyway, prescription, and the companies come after me. What I'm trying to get around to," and I'm just like, "No, just go away." Just like, why are you giving me the spiel when you see me like head to toe covered in like grease?
Because they don't even see that
out.
stuff. They just are playing the numbers, man. They'll just ask anybody. They have no problem doing it. I literally, Joey, where that highway exit that you used to live by, that I live by.
Yeah, no, I hated going there.
No. Now, once you get off the exit, there are like 3 to 4 people that just take turns standing on the off ramp, and when they're waiting, they wait by the gas station next to it.
Yeah.
And they just hang out, and they
I've
just
had
take
one
turns.
of them-
And I was like, "How is this lucrative?"
Yeah, I've had people like come and knock on
Probably.
my window,
That there's like a line.
and I just shake my head at them.
Oh yeah, people cannot approach my car.
Yeah.
When I'm in traffic.
Yeah, they're beating on your window.
Right,
Yeah.
like
Scream
it's
for a
like
dollar.
either I roll down
It's the quickest
window.
way to not get $1.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm not gonna roll down my window after you just come up beating on my thing and like, hey, give me something.
I barely give money to like the fire department when they sit at intersections.
Oh, I hate that. That's like just organized begging.
Yeah, and the problem is I'm a pizza driver, so I have to pass them like 15 times.
Right.
And I just
There's no other way
and
around
it's like
it.
if
Yeah.
I need to like pull up to them and be like, I'm gonna give you this. Tell everyone that I did this because I'm gonna be passing through here all day and I don't want the judging. All right.
that is they're like, what, you're not gonna give to our like ballet group for new uniforms for regionals? Like, I'm poor, man. Come on.
It's like I'm on my grind right now.
Yeah.
Except it's a bunch of 45-year-old men.
Yeah.
And it's like, give to our ballet.
Right, and
class.
it's like, no, you put your child in an extracurricular, you should have to be able to pay for their uniforms. And I say that, but when Quinn grows up, I'm
You're gonna be on
I'll
the
never
intersections.
do that. Absolutely not. I will never do that for any, not for my child, not for my mother, not for you. No, I'm not going to stand out with orange cones and a vest with a little change bucket. Never.
What if you get one of those Shriner hats, though? You know,
Okay, deal.
The fez?
You found it.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's move into our fun game.
After we sat here being thoroughly middle class.
I'm not
No,
middle
no, no,
class.
no, no.
Yeah, we're
I'm
not middle
poor.
class.
Just to reiterate, I want to help people, but if you come to me with crazy bullshit and I watch you get out of a car that is nicer than mine,
Yeah.
I'm not giving you anything. Or I'll give people, if they ask for food, always give them food.
Yeah.
Or gas. I had a guy come up, ask me for gas, and I was like, oh, he wants money. He was like, no, I have a gas tank right here. Yeah, I'll fill that shit up.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I saw a guy that ran out of gas around the corner from a gas station. I hopped out. My wife was with me. She drove the car. I helped him push. He had literally run out of gas, and I gave him gas money. Like,
Yeah.
you know, because he was like, dude, I almost got there. I don't have any money. And, you know, so, like, yeah.
And another way I
He
look
didn't-
at it,
I don't think he just, like, put his car in neutral and started pushing, hoping somebody would feel bad for him.
and another way I look at it, and this is gonna be so fucking white, but it's like just because I have more money than you doesn't mean I have the money to give you.
Right.
You know?
Yo, and I give that $3 to Wikipedia every year.
Yo, they guilt me at Panda Express every time I go there to donate to the children's hospital. And every time I say no, they're like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's like, I come here 3 times a week. I can't be giving you my 68 cents every fucking day.
How am I supposed to afford your delicious Chinese food if
all
I'm
these
giving my
kids
extra
are
money?
cured, you know?
Yeah. Like, hey, what do you want? Do you want a patron or do you want a patron saint? You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Look, we can spend all day defending ourselves.
Yeah.
We should
You
just
know
do
how
better.
I will
You know
give you
what?
money?
Let's just be
I
honest.
will give you money if you are selling me your demo CD.
That's true.
Me and Colin bought a demo CD up in Chicago. It was the best thing ever.
It was the best thing I've
I'm sad
ever
that I
heard.
don't have it anymore, but he didn't put his fucking name on the CD.
And he screams his name, but it's totally, incomprehensible.
But yeah, if you want to sell me your demo CD, I'll give you a couple bucks for that, for sure.
And I'll tell you what was on that demo CD. First track.
75 air horns in a row.
And
Yeah.
they were not on beat. They
Oh,
were just
nice,
pressed
dude.
completely at random. And then one of the tracks, there's like a little clip from, I guess, a movie. I don't know what movie it is.
It's
but
probably Scarface.
It's clearly a movie, and it's like
Boondock Saints.
some old guy at the end of the track, and he's like, "Man, you can suck my nuts." The track stops. It goes to the next track on the CD, and then it goes, "Ack."
yeah.
Yeah, here we go. I was
Yeah,
like,
it
how
was
do you
cut
even
off in
do
the
that?
middle of Nutsack. It was
does
weird.
How does the computer even let you do that? Like, how did he cut this together
fuck
with like
up so
Microsoft
bad.
Paint?
Yeah.
Like, how did he? Fucking...
Yeah.
That's awesome that we got that awesome CD in Chicago. Because when I spent some time in Chicago, for a little while, I also bought an awesome CD. Except it had like 25 songs.
Whoa.
So like the first 3 were pretty good, and then the rest were garbage.
Yeah.
But this guy came up to me when I was drunk and eating a burrito on the sidewalk, like sitting down in
Best
the middle
way
of the
to
sidewalk.
be in Chicago.
And he was like, "Hey man, you got some money?" And I was like, "Nah, I literally don't have any cash." But he sat and talked to me for a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, okay, I understand." And I was like, "Whatever." You know, we had a nice interaction. And then later, stumbled into a bar, and he's sitting at the bar, and everybody knows him. I don't think that means he had money.
Yeah, but-
Right, they know
yeah.
that he.
Yeah, and he was
there.
also very like nice and well spoken. I think that helped him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm sitting down at the bar, and he was like, "Hey man," or no, he tried to sell me a CD the first time.
Okay.
And then I asked for money. Either way, I didn't have any
And you
cash.
said I have this burrito, and he said,
Right.
"No, thank you."
Yeah, that's actually what happened. And then at the bar, he was like, "Hey man, you still want the CD? Help a guy out." And I was like, "Don't have any money." And he was like, "Or do you? Because we're at the bar." And I was like, "You fucking got me." And he was like, "You could just buy a guy a beer." And I was like, "You got me." And I was like, "All right, yeah, pick your beer." You got a beer? I put it on my tab. Got a sweet CD.
Yeah.
The other thing is that, again, I deal with a lot of cash, so I don't want to open my wallet in front of
and
homeless
cash
people.
just like hilariously spills out of it.
Yeah,
can't
because
do
it's
that.
just like, yeah, there's a lot of money in there,
But it's
that's,
all
that's
I
my
have.
that's my rent.
Right.
Yeah. I did do that once. I had like, I think like a 20 and like several ones. And I just like pulled it all out at once and gave the guy like 3 ones, like which is all my ones. And then I had the $20 bill left, and then he got very upset with me.
No,
He was
you
like,
don't
"What
get
the?"
the
He's like, "Whoa, what the fuck's that? Why don't you give me that?"
because I don't want
And
to.
I was like,
don't-
"This
I'm
is, I'm a poor. This is
Again.
this is all I have." Like,
Again, because I have more money than you, it doesn't mean I have money to give you.
right. It doesn't mean you deserve that money.
yeah, if you pull out your cash, like open your wallet, and that's all your money.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Yeah, like,
why
I'm not
don't you
gonna
give me all
break-
that? Well, that's all
Break
my
a
money.
bill for you, dog.
Nick, you've really opened up a can of worms. We're already almost
I
20
know,
minutes
no,
in.
I'm cutting you guys off right now.
All right.
That's our homeless spiel. Let's move on to our game this week. All right, we're gonna have some fun doing some theoreticals this week. We're gonna play Would You Rather.
Chip, 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 chip.
Love it, love it, love it.
Anyone want to hit us with one?
Got one right now.
All right, let me put on my brain cap, my thinking cap.
This one's great. Would you, and this is always for all time until you die.
Okay. All right.
Would you want to always be slimy
Okay.
or always be sticky? If you had to pick one for the rest of your life. And we're talking whole body feeling.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue that slimy is just a couple steps above sweaty.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
I'm,
Well, we'll
I'm
say-
already sweaty a lot.
We'll definitely say like Men in Black slimy. Like you're not
Gooey.
like yeah, you're not necessarily leaving it everywhere.
You just got birthed.
But it just, it feels like this sheen of goo is all over your body. But the sticky, it feels like you rubbed your whole body on like a melting candy bar.
Oh, man. I really, really, really hate being sticky.
Yeah.
I have a huge problem with it.
When your fingers stick together a little bit,
Well,
when they come
here's
together.
here's the
Oof.
problem, man. Like since I'm so sweaty, I'm such a sweaty white boy. My hands are really clammy. I stick to paper already. Like I have to like put 2 fingers down when I hand somebody that has a receipt on top of it and make sure it doesn't stick to my thumb.
A couple of times at first, you thought you were Spider-Man.
Oh, this is cool.
But it's just paper.
You're just moist, it turns out.
Yeah.
Man, I was so... this falls into pet peeves. I was so not terrified. I hated being sticky so bad. Not when you like touch your fingertips together, but like halfway down your fingers. Like if you did like the Spock thing.
Yeah.
And they like are sticking like that. As a child, that was the worst thing imaginable. So I didn't eat fruit.
That was your reason why?
Right? No, but I loved fruit. Like
Yeah.
Oh, no.
oranges, apples. You know those kind, like especially the ones that to peel. And
I can see you breaking one down with like a fork and knife trying to avoid
right, but if
being
you're
sticky.
like you're at the park, like, and your mom's
Right.
like, "Yeah, I got you an orange for a snack or something."
Where's my fork, Mom?
It would just be like, "Nope."
Right.
Like even just handling it a little bit to like put it in my mouth, even if I didn't have to peel it, I'd get a little sticky, and I hated that so much that
I hated when you had those like Flintstone push pops. Mm-hmm. And you try so hard, but at the end, your hand that was stuck in the
wrapper
like the cardboard like toilet paper like roll, and then it's just like when you open your hands.
It was a great sound effect, Joe. It was very disgusting.
Okay.
So are you saying slimy, Colin? Is that your pick then?
Yeah, I'm gonna be so slimy, gooey. And I just live with that. Always lubed up.
Yeah,
head
just
to
self-lubricated all the time.
Yeah.
Soap shoes.
Man, just think about have like poor grip strength and everything.
Think about if you had gooey feet and you stuck them into shoes and socks. Though. And you had to walk around and it was like...
Oh, yeah, I'm a sandal boy forever, I guess, then.
Yeah.
But then you could just like... to be dry.
You could strip down and then just like run and slide.
Yeah. Yikes. Those are both the worst.
Yeah. I wonder if there'd be any...
How sticky am I? Can I be Spider-Man?
No. I wouldn't say Spider-Man, but you could probably stick a pencil to you.
Right. It's just really uncomfortable.
Okay.
It's not like your skin's going to get ripped off if you grab something too hard.
Right.
It's just like bad candy bar experience.
Yeah.
But whole body.
Oh, I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, because it's like, because if you're gooey, you're not sticky at all. You're just lubed up.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I could find a better advantage in life of being gooey than sticky.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with gooey, I guess.
Like, imagine just, like, getting down on the floor for a second to, like, pick something. Like, if, like, something falls under something, you have to, like, get down on the floor and you get up and you're just...
Yeah, I have two dogs,
you get crumbs and shit.
Yeah, crumbs and dog hair all over me.
Yeah, there's no way. You'd just become, like, a human dust ball.
Yeah.
Your body is the sucker underneath the couch.
Yeah.
And after a shower, you dry off with the towel still sticking to you.
Oh, so you have a bunch of fibers on you and stuff? Yeah, that's awful, man.
Yeah, it's slimy for the win.
I'm going to squeeze through everything and be a goo boy.
Yeah, I'll slip through gates and stuff.
Just like I can get in between that fridge and that wall.
You're the guy from X-Men 1.
Yeah.
Except like not as cool.
Yeah.
Like I can't really squeeze through, but I can kind of squeeze through.
I could slip through.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I got one for you. Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your future or see 10 minutes into everyone's future but yourself?
Like anytime you want?
Yes.
So
here's the two setups.
Okay.
Is that you could be like a shitty Doctor Strange and see into your own future and like all the possibilities of you, like say you're trying to like build your IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
You could go through all the steps in your mind that would go wrong until you get it right, and then you just do that.
Oh, absolutely that one. You know why? Because then I could go on fucking Jeopardy, and for every question, play through the results.
Okay.
do you get to see... I guess you don't get to... I guess you could make the choice in your head and then see the 10 minutes, and then if that didn't work out, make a different choice in your head, see the 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it has to be actionable, I think. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to be able to, like, alter it, because if you can just see 10, like, I think if it's stuck, like if you can just see what's going to happen and not change it, it's probably better to see other people's.
Yeah, and then you can act accordingly.
Yeah, then you can act accordingly.
Okay.
But if you can change it, it's obviously much better to see 10 minutes into your future. Mm-hmm. Because you can make that decision and then see it Doctor Strange style.
Yeah.
Either way, you can exploit people, so I'm down. No, I think I'd do mine and try to win things.
But let's make it harder and say you can't affect it with your decision.
Okay.
Would you still
then I would do other people's.
Okay.
I'd rather just...
I would do other people's too, because I'm already like pretty observant. It's like kind of where my anxiety stems. It's just I'm always Doctor Stranging. Like I'm always just like, if I did this would happen, then this would happen, then this would happen.
Yeah, that's what anxiety is for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like I couldn't live 10 minutes ahead of myself and function as a human being.
I wonder if your anxiety would go down though. because it's like, okay, I have to, like, I hate making phone calls.
Oh, that's true.
But if I could see the phone call going fine, which it obviously will because it's a fucking phone call.
Yeah.
But I'm so afraid to talk on the phone to people because it can, like, get awkward or...
No, hell yeah, I'm going with that then. I think I could do that because a lot of it is what if.
Yeah.
So if I know the outcome, I can calm myself down or prepare for the inevitable, which it usually is where it's like I had to make a phone call and then I said all this stuff and the person was like, what? And then I'm like, I have to explain myself again and I just like fall further and further into a rabbit hole until somehow they're mad at me. It's just like, what?
That's the phone anxiety. We're not understanding each other. You know, I have to keep asking you to repeat yourself, like all that kind of stuff.
You can only say what so many times.
Right.
Yeah. Or I just smile and nod and that doesn't work on the phone.
Yeah. Colin, are you sticking with other people or yourself?
I'm going to stick with other people.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Just have fun. Like every now and then you're bored. Just like, you know, when you're people watching, you can watch them 10 minutes from now.
Yeah. Okay. Joey, do you got one?
Yeah, I got two. I guess this one.
I just thought we'd round table it. Yeah. Pick one,
Yeah,
go with it.
I'm going to go with if the first contact that we have with an outer like world.
Okay.
Would you want the beings to be robotic or organic? Like, would you want robots to show up, or would you want aliens to show up that may possibly be humanoid, or they might be like squid people?
I would. Okay. I'd rather have organic beings. I think. Yeah. Robots are already scary. The ones we make.
Yeah.
Imagine some like otherworldly robots that or maybe more advanced. They're definitely more advanced because they got here and we didn't get there.
Yeah, so who knows what they did to their makers.
Right. Maybe they're made of adamantium. Like maybe they're made of an indestructible...
Maybe adamantium's real and maybe they're made of it.
Yes. Like 100 robot Wolverines show up. 100. A million.
100.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, could 100 do it? Like 100 indestructible Wolverine robots? Maybe. If you put them in the right spot.
Would your answer change if they like whatever came and then peacefully assimilated into society? So like maybe Colin was a squid man.
Whoa!
Would you rather
like
have
two guys? Like if our podcast was like two guys and a squid
and
boy,
a squid boy.
two guys, a girl, and a squid boy.
Yeah.
You guys, that's specious.
Or would you rather have Colin be like a robot and maybe they're like androids, like status? Where
I want him to be a
know.
big, bulky, like
1950s robot.
I'm Nick, I'm Joey, and I'm Robo Wolverine 42426.
No, he's like the
Robo.
droid thing from Men in Black. When his face opens, it's a robot.
Oh, okay.
But the fact is he looks like us, but he's a robot.
I don't want robots that look like us. How about that?
Okay.
There we go.
So you would go with Colin a squid boy.
Yes, if they're assimilating with us, they have to look very different.
Right. I don't want.
Otherwise, I'm too paranoid.
I don't want to
okay.
accidentally have sex with a robot. All right. I want
Okay.
to purposefully have sex with a squid person.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. That one,
Yeah.
I'd probably go with the robots. Because
Man, I'm just thinking about how like our laws would have to change. Where like we just got gay marriage a few years ago, now we'd have to get squid marriage.
yeah, but no, I think I'd have to go with robots because Squid Man sounds gross. He might be gooey.
depends on how
he might be
good-
gooey.
And
There's a
sticky
lot
at the
of
same
different
time.
caveats because it's so broad that like, okay, Squid Man, but if they're just, or what if they all like are like Slender Men,
Exactly.
like 10-foot tall, like ghost, but they still wear like a suit jacket for some reason.
Yeah. I'd have to go with just blanket. I'd have to go.
Or
with
if they were
robots.
all like the creepy puppet from Goosebumps, like little dummy.
What?
It's like this.
That'd be weird.
I'm just thinking of different aliens that could show up.
Get Slenderman and Squid people, but then like a ventriloquist dummy.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
My life is inspired by Goosebumps, I guess. I don't know.
We can just be two goo boys.
Oh yeah, are we slimy in this scenario? Because then I feel like we're more readily able to hang out with the squid people. Like we would mesh better. All right, Colin, what do you got?
All right. Okay, this one. Here we go. So, you're just going to have to... It's just possible by magic. I can't really explain the caveats
Okay.
here. You can only see people's feet. Right?
Okay.
So you can't see any other part of them. Their face, like, say you look up, they just don't exist in your eyes.
Yes.
So it's just disembodied feet.
Right. Or you can, yeah. So
we're all people, but we can only
Yeah.
see each other's feet.
right.
Okay.
You can only see just you, not everybody.
Oh.
They see each other. You
Okay.
just somehow by magic you can
Okay.
only see people's
Yes.
feet. Or everyone has your grandmother's face.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
One is you're sort of blind.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this. You could possibly go insane because you can still see, but you're never going to see another human being again.
Right, so I can see this computer, this bed, all this
Right,
stuff.
but you'll never see people again.
Yeah.
It'll just be like disembodied voices and feet. Or everyone has your grandmother's face.
Oh my god.
Man.
So that could be fine in like certain casual situations, but like, are you ever going to take a lover?
Whoa.
Are you ever, it's just going to, you're only seeing one face
Right.
the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it better to see
like an-
no faces or one face?
Also, yeah, like, is it like your guys' faces would be my grandmother in
Yes.
her 30s?
Being John.
Or is it
I was
the
thinking about this.
exact
Not
same
everybody
face?
has a grandmother, so maybe your mom. It's your mom's face or your dad's face.
Still, like, where does that line?
It's like
where
being
does that
John
end?
Malkovich. Like they have their
Okay,
head.
so
it's say,
it's
say
the
it's
same
just the head.
face. Yeah.
So it's say you could be a hot female body, but it has like your mom's head, like as she is now. Not
Okay.
like young mom that I didn't really know.
Right.
It's like no, as you know her now, or your grandmother as you know her now, or
This is
when she was
another. I
alive.
didn't expect these to be so tough.
Yeah.
I've got a couple other tough ones, but we'll have to save those.
I'm just imagining like seeing like cars driving, but you can't see anybody in them.
Yeah.
Right.
I think.
So would you go insane?
Would you? Yeah.
Because
or
you're just
like,
hearing voices. I mean, you can see that there's people there because there's feet.
right.
But you're never gonna see another
yeah,
human
but
being
imagine
again.
walking into like McDonald's and going up to the counter.
No,
You
Right.
can't see their fucking feet.
right.
Right. So you just have to ask. But they can
Is there
see
anybody
you, and they can
here?
see each other.
I think
It's
I'd have
just
to
you.
go with the grandma face, whatever that has to like take form with.
Ooh, and what if it's grandma's face and voice?
Well, you can't add voice now.
I'm just curious. Like, well, I didn't, thought about it too far. Because at first I thought face, and then I was like, oh wait, no, it should be head, like in being John Malkovich.
Right. Man, I just don't know.
I think I'd have to go with grandma head because there's no way I could get by with feeling like I'd probably go insane. Yeah, I'd probably go
or
fucking
you
insane.
like the only thing you have left is your foot fetish that you'd have to.
What
Well,
happens
I
if
guess
I
it would
like
defeat
grind
now.
up feet and then splash it on people?
Oh, so it's like the blood from Hollow Man. It's still technically
It's still feet.
it's still feet. You just cover
I'm
people
thinking
in foot.
I'm again by magic because there's a ways you could get around this where you could like paint people or
Right.
whatever. I think that's
Okay.
not possible.
Okay.
If it,
I can't
somehow
cut off people's
they're
feet
there.
and make
they're
people wear feet clothes
They're
around me.
physically there. They can touch you. They
Right.
can see each other.
Yeah.
It's just you will never see a person besides feet or their outline or anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
I
way
might have to
around
go
it.
with grandma face.
Yeah, I gotta go with grandma face.
But man, I don't know. Like if I were looking at both of you, you were so like looking at crowds, looking at sitcoms. Like all my favorite people from The Office are now my grandma. Like
Yeah.
Right. And would you
Yikes.
go crazy then because you'll never see another human face? What if your own face in the mirror is your grandma's face?
whoa. I don't know. I feel like I have to go with that one though. They're both going to probably drive me insane. But
Right.
what about you, Colin? What have you? what
Yeah,
have
I
you
think I'd
decided?
go with grandma's face.
Yeah.
Obviously, that'd be incredibly tough, but I'd rather see people because I
Right.
know I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
If I had to do the feet thing, I think I would just blind myself and just be a blind person.
Or you just pretend that you're blind.
Yeah.
Like you act like you're blind.
Yeah.
So people can kind of understand why you're acting strange.
Right.
right. Well, there's that, but then you'd still, I think, be going insane in your own mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to
Definitely.
blind yourself. You would have to cut out your own eyes.
No, just double eye patch it.
Just
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all you got to do. Okay.
then you're not Nick Fury. You're Nick Fury us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nick's Fury.
Too fast, too fury. I don't know.
You nailed it. All right, that was. I don't know if that was fun. It was something. Hey, you know, we'll land on
It's
fun.
a think piece, you know?
Yeah,
I love
it was a real thinker.
I love a nice think.
I love thinking out loud with you guys. Let's move on to our topics.
All right, everybody out there in listener land. No, that was lame. Listener land is lame. I hate when people say that. That is my pet peeve, and that's what we're about to talk about. I just tricked these boys.
Fuck.
They thought I was going to screw up, and we had to edit that out. No.
Oh my God.
Today's topic. I tricked myself.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be fall. Anyway, today's topic, everyone, is pet peeves.
Shit.
I thought up pet peeves. It seems simple, but I came up with that topic to talk about because I've been having a pet peeve lately, and it's never ending. Now that we're in the summer months and it's hot, we're talking sweaty asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, and that seems silly. Like, oh, he said sweaty asshole. What is he, a goof? No, we're talking, and it's not just asshole. It's being sweaty. In your undies, in your ass, in your gooch, everywhere, men or women. Also, I wear shorts at work. So I work construction, right? And so I'm bending, you know, I'm doing a lot of movement, and I'm like constantly having to bend down and pick up tools. And when you get like sweaty as all hell, and you have to like keep like bending over and like picking stuff up, and you just feel it. It's just there.
Are you a briefs boy, boxer boy?
I'm the
boxer briefs.
Which one is it? Is it? I think it's briefs, where it's they're tight on you, but they're not like tighty whities. Like they have length.
Oh, the boxer
Boxer
briefs.
briefs.
Boxer briefs. Yeah.
Briefs are tighty whities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then boxer briefs. Yeah. Which it's hard to find ones that. I don't know. Don't like ride like they feel comfortable, and then you squat, and then all of a sudden like one side rides up.
I found them. There are long-legged.
Yeah, long
boxer
leg
briefs.
ones are pretty good.
They do not scrunch up.
Are we just going to show each other our underwear now?
No.
We'll do it after the show. I want you, they exist. They're hard to find, but
right.
like I order them on the internet.
Part of this pet peeve is also, I'm gonna try to describe this to you. Say you have shorts, and even if they're not super long shorts, if they get like sweaty and gross, like all over, and then they kind of catch either on your knee when you raise your leg, just a little bit, just enough to add a little bit of resistance every time you take a fucking step, or they don't really fit in your crotch very well. So like there's
long dick.
No, I just mean not your dick, your like when you go to lift your leg up, the fabric catches between like the inner thigh and your crotch. Like it's not enough, and it like basically when you're really really sweaty and you have like slight resistance in your pants, when you fucking take every step and you're so miserable, and it's just like you just like fuck. But it's like not enough that you can't lift your leg. It's just like a little reminder, like, hey, you're fucking sweaty. Like you just fucking fuck you.
Well, I think I can speak for both me and Nick where we live in the sweat. It doesn't matter if it's 90 degrees or 10 degrees. We're sweating.
You're some sweaty boys.
Ooh, we're sweating. I got all this fucking thick ass hair. And it's just like literally halfway through this podcast, I had a fucking sweat dripping down my face. Just because we're in a room that doesn't have air conditioning for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's not necessarily the sweat, because
it's what the sweat does to your...
Right, and it's mainly the legs. It's the fact that it creates that resistance. Just this slight resistance when you're trying to walk or bend down or do anything. Because I can be sweaty up top. You know, you can fucking pour buckets on me. My shirt can be absolutely soaked. That's fine. Because shirts don't really tug at you.
No, it's all the inner workings of your groin area.
And then you go to step, and especially if it's wet, and it just kind of gets caught.
Dude,
slight
when
catch.
I worked at that catering company, and we had to do like outside weddings, I had to wear like a shirt, tie, pants, sock, you know, like the whole deal. I spent 2 summers caked in baby powder. I was getting so chafed. That like seriously, like I'd get done at a wedding and people would be making fun of me because I was doing that like cowboy walk, like back to the van, and I have to like unload the vans, like just in so much pain, and I'd have to drive all the way home. I'd just like take my fucking pants off, like on the drive home, and then I get home and I'm like, Blair, where's the baby powder? Like, and just like cake it, and like I gotta sleep naked, and then I get it fixed just enough to last half of the next event, but then by the end of the night I was cowboy walking again.
It doesn't matter. You just have like now you've just got like a fucking bread dough because the baby powder has absorbed so much sweat. There's just like goo dough like down there, and you're just like, fuck.
No, I'd clear it out before that, but like like
you just scrape it out with like
it was it was the worst. I'd start the next day, like sometimes I'd start the day in pain and be like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Because I have to like serve people or like, run back and forth. Like we're serving in like, this is just a horse field that these people decided to get married in. We have to park the van half a mile back, set up these bourbon barrel bars and carry boxes and boxes of alcohol and shit, like in the dead heat of the Kentucky summer.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that because I
stayed dehydrated for 2 years, guys. Seriously, like I was like, why am I sick all the time? Like that's why that job is the reason I stopped drinking Red Bull. Because one day I got so dehydrated I went to the hospital.
Yeah, you just get nice and dry, and then you go sweat.
Yeah,
I totally forgot
sweat
about that.
and Red Bull. So yeah, I agree with that pet peeve. But for switching it up, Joey, what do you got?
All right, we're running low on time. Do you want my big one? Or do you think we have time to roll through a couple?
Give me the big one, boy.
I'll start with one that's pretty simple. It bothers me so much when someone is talking to you about their parent.
Okay.
And they don't put the my on it. Where they're like, if Colin was talking to me and he's like, yeah, mom was doing this thing, and it's just like, you mean your mom?
Instead of saying my mom.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It freaks me out.
Okay, because me and you, Joey, we can say mom because we're brothers.
Yeah, that is the same person to us.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'll do you one to tack on to yours. Mm-hmm. I've known people who will just, when they're telling a story, will say all the names of the people in that story. And they won't say, my friend, Jimmy, or they won't say, this guy, or this guy. They give no context. It's just like, the other day, me and Jimmy were hanging out, and then Richard came over and was like, hey, Jimmy, what the fuck's the matter with you? And Richard was being a bitch. And it's just like...
And then mom came in and started screaming.
What are you talking about? There's no context for this. And they just... Yeah. I used to work with a guy who did that, and we'd all like look at each other like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, he would just talk to you like you should know every person in his life and leave out so many details. Just like, you know how Billy is, that fucking guy. Yeah, he was over there, and I'm just like,
it's one of those things just like, immediately you just get like a weird feeling when somebody says it to you. I don't know what it is, but that's one of mine.
All right. I got one for you guys. I hate it when you're in line at a place, grocery store, that's it. Just like lines, no. I hate it when you're in line at like a gas station or a grocery store or whatever, and there's not enough people like checking people out, which is why there's a line, and people in line around you start complaining and like want you to get in on it. Like that happens to me all the time.
When you feel that energy shift.
Yes, like
There's
I'm
a
in line and I
shift.
see a guy shifting behind me. Like this happened to me and Colin the other day at the gas station, where like someone was like clearly doing another job instead of ringing people up, and this guy behind us was like, like, why can't they get on a register? Like, they're holding us up. Like,
right, and then other people start to kind of look around, and then they start, like, it just starts a chain reaction.
I never join in on those. I'm like, we're not on the same side. Like, I can clearly see that person is, like, counting money or, like, doing something that they can't, like, do you think that they're they might be, but do you think they want us to stand in line and, like, people,
it's like
that was the night
that
that dude just got out of line, walked up to the cash register. Someone else was dealing with, they were dealing with someone else. He just walked up and like put money on the counter and left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For, like,
I've
his
seen-
drink or
it wasn't
whatever.
even that long of a line.
No,
either.
maybe 6 to 8 people in line.
Right.
Maybe.
That
Yeah,
guy
it's
was
like-
there less than 5 minutes, and he was
yeah,
just like,
he freaked out and like went like, if you had time to stop for a beverage, like,
Yeah, you
what are
could.
you doing?
Yeah, no, I haven't had like mob mentality turning, but I have seen people like slam money on the
They
counter.
always
and
want me to
bounce.
get in on it. Like, if I get this dude with me, like, yeah, we're gonna start a revolution in this Walgreens right now. That they should have more cash register people. Like, it's
there should
infuriating
be
when
5 cashiers at 1 a.m. What the
Right.
hell is going on?
right, like, you know, it's the middle of the night and they got one person up.
Right.
Fucking, you came at the wrong time.
I need
Fucking
this
deal with
Sprite and this little Koosh doll right now. And if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna fucking burn something.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we're all on the same side, right? Like, we're gonna take this Walgreens for our own. Like, I hate it so much.
That's awesome.
Yikes.
Hey, I've got another one. It's sort of similar in these veins. When you're talking to somebody, especially if it's not like short answer, if you're like having a conversation with somebody, especially, you know, a friend or a coworker or something, and they just walk away.
Like mid conversation?
Yes.
Is it a one-on-one talk or is it a group of people?
Yeah, it's one-on-one talk, and
Maybe you're just not
I've
very
known
interesting.
It makes you think everything. It makes, am I not interesting? What the fuck did I say?
And then
Like,
I just get up and walk
and
out of here.
It's not an angry. It's not an angry walk away. It's like you kind of just see their like it's
Their
a
eyes
quick,
glaze over?
Right, it's a quick like eye drift. Like, oh yeah, and then they just like walk away, but they're not going to do something.
They're just gonna stand
walk and
10
stand,
feet from you.
yeah.
There's
Fold their arms and
sipping
look
their
at you.
cup, like,
There's like one or two guys at work that kind of does that. You know, at the very least, just be like, oh yeah, like when people are trying to tell me something, like these same fuckers who walk away from me, they're like, oh, I have a story. Let me tell you about last night, bro. Like where you're working. If I have to like turn and do something real quick and stop listening, I'm like, yeah, just hold on a second, and then I go do it.
Yeah.
Whereas like one guy at work, he'll just be like, he'll be listening, like, oh yeah, bro, that sounds wild. Like yeah, like he's listening, and then all of a sudden he just like turns and just like
he has
slowly walks
like,
away,
he
and you
doesn't
just
have
like,
any tact and like doesn't know how to like slip out of a conversation.
I guess, but he doesn't seem like awkward. He's just like done listening, and it's
Oof.
like,
Yeah, I wish I could.
what?
I wish I could do that to people. 'cause
Right, and I know a family that does that, and I
whole
love them to
family?
death, and they're great. You actually know one of them. I'm not going to say anybody by name, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just like a family thing. They don't. You have
They
to
purposefully
you have to
taught
know
their
them long
children to do
enough.
this.
You have to know them long enough that they're not. You know they're not being dicks by it. It's just like a weird ADD thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like oh yeah, they're nodding and listening, and then all of a sudden they just
Yeah, I don't have the balls to do that.
drift
Instead,
away.
you slowly back away. Like, you just like, hey, did you just move 3 feet in the last 2 minutes? And you're like, what?
I just need you to say your story's fucking boring, or like I don't care, or
No,
say anything.
we have
anything.
We have a social contract to sit and listen to other people's boring, dumb stories.
Yeah, like I just want to tell some people it's like, hey, no offense, learn how to tell stories. I work at work. It's shifted, so we have a bunch of teenage girls, and there's this one girl that it's just like she's not even telling me the story, and I want to die.
Just saying it out loud. to the
she's
ether.
talking
Is
to
it
somebody
nothing
else.
and it goes nowhere?
It's nothing
Yeah.
and goes nowhere for way too long.
Yeah.
It's just like like button up your motherfucking stories.
Snorries.
Stories.
You're
Oh,
no,
your
they're
story
telling
is
a
turning
story.
into a real snorry for me. That's what you say to him. We solved it.
Hey, 15-year-old girl, what a Snore-y.
Yeah.
huh?
And then you just like kick flip and like leave. You hit him with the double
Oh,
middle
nice.
fingers, kick flip out of there.
You just pour out some like mozzarella sauce, like you're pouring one out for your homie, and then you walk away.
All right.
Oh, you
yes.
just walk away. You just drift away from the conversation.
I have to, but I'm like trapped, like catching the back or something.
Oh, man.
And then I just have to listen to a nothing story that takes 3 minutes, and it should have been never spoken to another human being.
Right.
And if you listen to someone else's story at work, they're like, "Hey, I saw this interesting movie. Oh, what was it?" And then it's a short, simple story. Okay, cool. Oh, well, I also saw an interesting movie. Oh yeah, what'd you see? Oh, I saw this Spider-Man movie. Oh, you're gone. Okay, cool, cool. Like at least say I have to go do this thing, but when they just like walk away and then just like light up a cigarette and then just like stand there by themselves, like
Yeah.
all right,
That means you were telling a snorry. TM.
I guess.
All right.
Tell me a Snore-y, gang.
So this pet peeve that I have, I think it goes miles beyond a pet peeve. I'm pretty sure I should probably be going to therapy for this for some fucking reason. It's something very simple, but it
You feel sticky.
gets me at my core. I want to break stuff.
Okay.
Like when this happens, mouth noises.
Oh, yeah. I know you hate mouth
yeah,
noises,
that's
dog.
right.
So there's a couple of layers to it because one, I play a lot of video games, so I'm on a headset. Mm-hmm. So I guess from the previous like Xbox 360 to Xbox One, they changed like the bit rate or something with the party system.
They said turn up those mouth noises.
No, they turned up the clarity.
Yeah.
So, and it sounds like I'm like being a shill for Xbox, where it's like it sounds like somebody's in your ear. Like there's not enough like mic distortion to disassociate that, so it can sound like people are in your ear.
Yeah.
And this started with like burps and chewing.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where it's like if you breathe a certain way where like phlegm moves in your throat, it's the thing where it's like I've ripped my headphones off before and thrown them across the room. Like I get like violent, and this has evolved over years at this point where if somebody is chewing in a certain way next to me, and I know they can't do shit about it. It's not like they're being obnoxious. I can just hear it inside their closed mouth, and then I hear it go down their throat, and it just, I want to rip my fucking skin off. Like, it is horrible. I have a problem. I have a fucking problem, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, man. You're going to have to go to therapy where they put, like, 1,000 screens in front of you of, like, mouth noises, and they have to, like, hold your eyes and your ears open.
Yeah, like, dude,
immersion therapy, dog.
It's bad, man.
Right.
It's really bad. Like if somebody like leans next to me and swallows, it just like, it gives me a physical reaction, and I don't know what to do about it. It's like I said, it's almost a problem. It's become steps above a pet peeve. But it's just like sometimes, people are like I hear them take a drink, and I'm like, oh, I can hear all that, and then they're like, and I'm like, oh, like I want to die. I want to fucking die. I want to either like choke them or jump off a building. Like, I don't know what it is, man. It's weird.
Wow, what a Snore-y. Let me walk away.
No,
It'd be like if you were telling me that, I'm like, yeah, I'm invested in this, and then I just kind of drift.
And then you like climb out the window real quick.
Right, but then I just stand right outside the window.
Yeah.
I don't actually
smoke a
leave.
cigarette.
Yeah, I just like get on my phone, and it's like, okay.
I don't want to hear about your mouth noises anymore. No, that is an awful one. I don't know why you're such an angry person, though. No.
Dude, like I said, like this wasn't a problem 10 years ago. And it's just like slowly it became more and more and more to the point where it's like I feel like I'm like osmosis jonesing into your like body, and I hear, and it's just like
Oh, nice.
All right, well, hey, if you're out there and you're a therapist, go ahead and diagnose Joey and
help
tell
me
him how
out.
to tell
tell
him how to
me
fix
what's
it.
wrong.
Please help me.
Or just send us some voicemails with like mouth noises. We're just gonna
Please don't.
overstimulate.
You were fucking
Send us a link to some sweet
this
ASMR
motherfucker
videos.
was burping to the mic before we started recording, and I wanted to die.
Yeah.
Keep that shit in check, Colin.
You don't.
trying not to.
Here's my justification from like at the beginning, where it's like you don't burp in someone's ear.
Right.
You're burping into a mic that is on the other
Connected
end,
to my ear.
connected to my ear. You fucking savage monster.
I don't do it because it's in my own ear and it's like a fun game. So when you have a microphone, it's like a fun game to make like weird noises and hear it in a different way.
Hey,
but you don't realize what you're doing. The damage
you're
causing.
forcing it onto
just
me.
next time, know what you're doing to Joey. Just
No means
realize
no, Colin.
that your actions have real world consequences.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just
And that you need to go to therapy about how much you enjoy hearing your own burps.
out of the conversation.
I'm standing on my bed
See
now.
you later. I just step like 3 feet to the right and turn around.
All right, guys. We've almost ran out of time here, but I haven't even like scratched the surface. I got one out, so we might do a part 2 on the pet peeves next time
I
or in
have
the future.
several other
we
would
have
you rather
many more things to bitch about and to contemplate. So maybe we'll just like part 2 it.
All right.
Yeah. Dos
We can do whatever we want. It's our podcast.
It is our podcast.
And we have to be real with people. We haven't been real enough.
Right.
I mean, Joe, you were very
I bared
real.
my fucking
you did.
everything right there.
You bared your soul. I kind of heard it in your body. It was disgusting.
Yes, we've learned so much about each other today. I want to learn more, though. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Very Real Talk, where we'll never lie to you, ever, 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 ever.
Dude, you want to know a truth right now?
Yes.
I missed a shooting by about 4 hours today at
where?
Big O Tire.
Oh, no.
There was a murder at the Big O Tire near my house, and I drove there today to get my tire changed, and it was closed, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then I got home, and speaking at Nick, Mom called me, not speaking to Colin.
Right.
Colin, my mom called me.
That's how you do
Nick,
that.
Mom called me,
I don't
and it
know.
was just like,
I'm pretty close to your mom.
she's like, did you go to Big O Tire today? I was like, yeah, and then I turned around
Yeah,
and came
shot
home.
somebody.
Yeah. She was
Well, I
like,
definitely didn't
she was like,
remember that.
there was a shooting there, and the guy's dead. And I was just like, yeah, no one was there
No
when
one
I
was
got there, and then I
Whoa,
left.
whoa.
But yeah,
Those
apparently it
slackers
happened.
got to take the rest of the day off or whatever.
What the hell?
God. Apparently it was 2 workers, so it was probably some of the
Oh,
like
shit.
the like grimy mechanics getting mad about something. I don't know,
right.
but yeah,
Wow. Yeah, that was... See? We'll just always get so real with you guys.
so real.
Damn.
If you like what you hear from us, we do have another podcast. It's called Very Real Tournament.
Yeah.
Many Battlecast pits 2 very real characters against each other in a very real fight.
Yeah, we talk about pop culture characters and we mash them together and make them fight
Yeah.
in ways that you might not expect. It's a very fun storytelling podcast.
Yeah, what if scenario?
Yeah,
You're like, what if this person beat up this person? You know,
it's very violent.
And a lot of bad movie critiques because there's a lot of bad movies out there. And
Yeah,
a
we
lot
didn't
of,
realize.
a
We're
lot
like,
of golden characters in bad movies.
Sure,
there's
yeah.
some golden nugs. You gotta dig for them.
You can find that podcast and this podcast on our website, VRTcast.com. If you'd like to, tell us about your pet peeves, about how you feel about homeless people, any of that stuff.
Mouth noises.
If you want to pitch us Would You Rathers that we'll read on air,
Please.
hit us up on our social media, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. Or our email is vrtcast@gmail.com. Send them in there. We'll read that stuff. I'm just hitting
Right.
refresh on that
It's
thing
gonna be
all
like
the
a
time.
postcard, you know. I'm gonna be like, hey, this is from unknown listener. They hate I don't know feet nuggets. I don't know. Whatever you
they hate Joey's
or,
mouth
or
noises.
whatever. Would you rather? Would you rather feet nuggets? You know what is a foot nugget? We'll find out on this
Together,
podcast.
yeah.
we'll do it. We'll do it together.
Real quick, shout out to the Thumps for making the music for this podcast. You can find all their music at their Bandcamp, thethumps.bandcamp.com. They're also on, all the streaming services. Or if you're from the Louisville area, you want to support local music, check out their Facebook and see where they're playing next.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Let's get right out of here. I'm Nick Potter.
I'm Joey Potter.
Colin Sage.
It's been real. It's been fun. Hasn't been real fun.